Nestled in the northeastern folds of India lies a land where myth and reality intertwine, where ancient kingdoms rose and fell, and where cultures collided and united. This is the story of Manipur, a place where the echoes of the past reverberate through the present, shaping the very fabric of its identity. Hello friends, welcome to Via the Research, where we talk about business case studies, industry analysis, and social issues. In this video, we will talk about the history, culture, and current issues of Manipur. For over 2 millennia, the soil of Manipur has witnessed the rise and fall of dynasties, the clash between clans, and the resilience of its people. From the mythical birth of the Ningthouja dynasty to the struggles against British colonization, this land has woven a tapestry of history that defies simple narratives. First of all, I am not a Manipuri, but I got interested about Manipur because of simple curiosity. In my honest opinion, Manipur is relatively unpopular in India because of its isolated location from the Indian mainland, small land area, and lower population than most Indian states. Also, from the viewpoint of GDP, Manipur is behind most Indian states. However, if I keep the materialistic achievements aside, Manipur's cultural heritage, natural beauty, and sports culture make it one of the richest states in India. Now let's talk about how the state developed its current culture and heritage. It all started in 33 AD. As per the Cheitharal Kumbhava, which is basically the biographies of Manipuri royals written by royal priests or Loishang Pandits, son of god Sanamahi, Nongda Leiren Pakhangba founded the Ningthouja dynasty in Manipur. Sanamahism is an indigenous religion followed by Meitei people even today. As per this polytheistic religion, Tengbangba Mapu is the omnipresent supreme god of the universe, who created Lord Sanamahi and his consort Leimarel Sidabi. Sanamahi is considered the creator of everyone and everything in this world, whereas Sidabi is the divine mother. Lord Sanamahi got his name because after he created heaven and earth, he spread his boundless power in all layers of its realms. Now Tengbangba Mapu wanted to give lordship of earth to one of his three heirs, Sanamahi, Athiya-Sidaba, and Tingthokpa. The latter two were created by Sanamahi himself. So Athiya-Sidaba and Tingthokpa can be considered as Sanamahi and Leimarel Sidabi's sons. Tengbangba Mapu created a throne and organized a competition that whoever can circulate around the world 7 times in shortest period will win the throne. While Sanamahi and Athiya-Sidaba set off on a journey to circulate the earth, Leimarel Sidabi advised her youngest son Tingthokpa to just circulate around the throne. Her idea was that as the throne was created by the Supreme Lord, it is equivalent to the whole universe. Thus, Tingthokpa won the competition easily and got the name Pakhangba, where Pa means father and Khangba means he who knows the Supreme Lord. But when Sanamahi and Athiya-Sidaba returned and saw Pakhangba on the throne, Sanamahi became furious and wanted to destroy the earth created by himself. Then Tengbangba Mapu and Leimarel Sidabi calmed him down, and Tengbangba Mapu made Sanamahi the king of all gods. Leimarel Sidabi also promised to remain with him wherever he goes. Since then, Sanamahi and Leimarel Sidabi are worshipped in every Meitei household. Athiya-Sidaba also went back to heaven with Tengbangba Mapu. Pakhangba had the duty to take care of all human races on the earth. This was just one version of Sanamahism described in Meitei religious texts or puas. There are many religious scripts, namely Leithak Leikharon, Leishemlol, Wakoklon, Hilel Salai Amailon Pua, Wakoglon Hilel Salai Amailon Pua, Sanamahi Leikan, etc. While the main theme remains the same, there are some discrepancies among the texts, such as some texts don't have mentions of Athiya-Sidaba. Some texts say that Tengbangba Mapu himself manifested as Lord Sanamahi. Some versions say that Pakhangba was the son of Tengbangba Mapu and Leimarel Sidabi. but all scriptures agree that Lord Pakhangba created the Ningthouja dynasty in 33 AD. So at this point you may ask, what was in Manipur before 33 AD? The great scriptures of Mahabharata has mentioned that Arjun married Manipur's princess Chitrangada and their child Prince Babhrubahun ruled the land after the Kurukshetra war. The incidents are at least 5100 years old but tells that Manipur was a rich land even back then. Apart from this, I could not find out much about what happened in Manipur till the establishment of Ningthouja dynasty in 33 AD. Some scriptures say that there were different small clans who had their own cultures and often fought among themselves. But then Pakhangba arrived on the land and united everyone. As per the scriptures, Pakhangba could shapeshift between a human form and dragon form. Different puas of Manipur have many mentions of dragons, and even today the symbols of dragon are prevalent in many places like on the Manipur government emblem, royal flags, temples, and cultural festivals. Notably, Pakhangba ruled for more than 120 years, which sounds interesting because it adds to the mythological factor. Coming back to the chronology of the Ningthouja dynasty, after Pakhangba, his bloodline kept ruling the land of Manipur. Rulers like Nareshwar, Khungang, Nangfangma II, Mungyamba worked upon developing the culture, Meitei scripts, literature, and economy by developing agriculture and trade relationships. They also successfully defended invasions. Further, many kings like Khumumba, Loyam Baga Damba, and Tikendrajit Gadamba are famous for their military strategies to expand the kingdom and developing political relationships with neighboring countries. The golden age of Ningthouja dynasty is considered to be the 18th and 19th centuries. Pamhaiba was a notable ruler during this time who subdued hill tribes like Kukis and Nagas. He also conquered parts of current-day Mizoram, Nagaland, Assam, and Tripura. One of Pamhaiba's greatest achievements is to successfully invade Burma, and he also developed a strategic relationship with Bengal's Nawab and Ahom rulers. This is the time when Sanamahism amalgamated with traditional Hinduism and Vaishnavism entered Manipur. In reality, Manipur was not the name of the land before Pamhaiba's rule. The land was called in different names like Tilikoktong, Poireilam, Sandaleipak, and Meitei-kuki. The capital Imphal had names like Kangla or Umphal. Pamhaiba found the similarities between Hinduism and Sanamahism and was influenced by the Vaishnava culture so much that he declared Vaishnavism as the state religion. He is the one who gave the name Manipur. He himself took the name Garib Niwaz, which means compassionate ruler in Arabic or Persian. Now you might ask, why did he take an Arabic name even though he promoted Hinduism? Well, it can be a strategic decision or just a personal preference. During Pamhaiba's period, Mughals were reigning on Bharat and undivided Bengal, which was in close proximity to Manipur and was ruled by the Nawabs. Manipur already faced invasions from Burma, and there were internal conflicts among Meitei, Naga, and Kuki tribes. So Pamhaiba might have taken an Arabic name to portray himself as an ally to the Mughals to avoid further invasions. When Pamhaiba introduced Vaishnavism to Manipur, most of the educated class accepted that as they knew about the similarities, but the lower class resisted as they feared that their indigenous culture would be at risk. Fortunately, there was no forceful inquisition simply because Sanamahism and Hinduism have similar cultures. Since the time of Pamhaiba, Meitei people have celebrated both Meitei festivals and Hindu festivals. As an example, they celebrate their indigenous festivals and rituals like Ningol Chakuba, where married women are invited to their paternal home for a feast. Hiang Tannaba or boat racing festival, Lai Haraba or Gang Engai, where gratitude is shown towards ancestors through folk dances. Every Meitei household still worships Lord Sanamahi and Leimaral Sidabi. Plus, they still consider Pakhangba as their holy ancestor. On the other hand, they also celebrate core Hindu festivals like Kang and Yaoshang, which are closely related to Vaishnav sect of Hinduism. While Bengalis celebrate Durga Puja, Meiteis celebrate Panthoibi Puja. In reality, many Manipuri deities are similar to Sanatani deities, like Leimaril Sidabi is synonymous with Prithvi Mata. Kobru is similar to Bayudev. Wangpulen is basically Barun Devata. Pisatau is similar to Vishwakarma. Emoinu is same as Lakshmi Devi. Iyek Lima is the goddess Saraswati, etc. They also celebrate Ras Leela, where they enact stories of Radha Krishna in forms of folk dances. After Pamaiba's reign, Manipur faced multiple invasions in the 18th century from Burmese rulers. Manipur was under Burmese capture for a small period. It was King Bhagyachandra who allied with Ahoms and Hilly tribes to fight away the invaders. As per the royal chronicles, the king got dream indications from Radha and Krishna to develop war strategies. After successful reclaiming of Manipur, Bhagyachandra popularized the Ras Leela festival to a grand scale as a tribute to Radha Krishna. The Meitei celebrate this festival with grandeur even today. After Bhagyachandra, Manipur faced Burmese invasion again in 1819 and Manipur was again captured. Actually, Meitei King Jaisingh asked Burma for help to suppress tribal uprising, but Burma saw this as an opportunity to invade Manipur. But then King Marjit Singh, also known as Gambhir Singh, allied with the British force to wage war against the invaders. This war was successful as Gambhir reclaimed Manipur and Burma had to sign the Treaty of Yandabo in 1826 as they had to hand over some of the land to British forces. However, the Meitei kings also had to agree to the Brits for receiving protection in future. But as you can understand, the British were not so simple and helpful, and they kept looking for opportunities to exploit Manipur. After Gambhir Singh, Ningthouja rulers kept ruling under British protection and there were no notable conflicts during this time. After King Devendra Singh, there was a lack of suitable leaders in the kingdom. The royals wanted a strong leader so that Meitei culture and influence remained intact, but British rulers wanted someone who would listen to them. This is the time when Crown Prince Tikendrajit built up a resistance against the British force. In March 1891, British rulers sent Chief Commissioner Quinton to restore order in Manipur. They wanted to put Kulachandra Singh as the ruler who was son-in-law of Ningthouja King Surachandra Singh. Whereas Ningthouja Prince Tikendrajit wanted his elder brother Angosena in the throne so that power remains with the direct heirs. So Tikendrajit refused their demands and attacked the British troop, and as a result multiple British officers including Quinton died. This initiated the Anglo-Manipur War known as Manipur Rebellion. The British rulers of India sent a huge force to Manipur who defeated Meitei warriors, as the latter had less manpower and firearms. More than 400 brave Manipuri warriors sacrificed their lives. In April 1891, the battle ended in Khongjam as British troops executed Bir Prince Tikendrajit. Since then, the prince is revered as the freedom fighter and martyr in Manipur. Prince Angosena was also either exiled or executed by the British rulers. After the Manipur Rebellion, British authorities put Kulachandra Singh to the throne, who was the brother-in-law of Prince Tikendrajit and Angosena. However, the relationship between both sides started to decline as Kulachandra tried to gain direct control and avoid British interests. In 1907, he was exiled, which was a clear demonstration of the British Empire's policy of subjugating and controlling the princely states of India. From 1907 to 1917, there were no rulers of the Ningthouja dynasty and British agents were controlling local politics. In 1917, they appointed Major Churachat Singh as the ruler who was related to the Ningthouja dynasty through his mother's side, though not a direct descendant. After Churachand, his son Bodhchandra Singh took the throne. After India's independence in 1947, Manipur did not merge with India immediately. Actually, during British rule, it was a princely state with some level of autonomy practiced by the dynasty. So when the British left India, they left their decisions to the royals, whether they wanted to merge with India. Initially, Manipuri rulers wanted to remain as a separate country outside India, as they thought that would help them preserve their own culture and heritage better. However, Indian leaders were concerned about Manipur remaining as an independent country because of possible threats like Pakistan, China, or Myanmar. Foreign parties capturing Manipur would have put India in a strategically weak position, especially when India was already in a vulnerable position after centuries of foreign atrocities. So, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was in constant discussion with Bodhchandra to include Manipur to India. Ultimately, on 15 October 1949, Manipur became a Part C state of India. As a Part C state, Manipur was directly governed by the central government and also got national force for protection. Thus, in 1949, Ningthouja dynasty stopped ruling Manipur. However, the royal family is still living in the state and they are involved in political and social sectors of the state. The ancestral palace Yaima Raja Laikai is in Imphal, and Leishemba Sanajoba is a Rajya Sabha MP who is the grandson of Bodhchandra. Now you might wonder what was the reaction of Manipuri people when Bodhchandra agreed to merge Manipur with India. Well, it was a mixed reaction. One part of the royal family supported the decision, whereas one section opposed it. Some local political parties, mostly communists, also opposed the merger decision as they feared erosion of culture and heritage. However, as the Indian government helped in developing education infrastructure and promoted Manipur's cultural preservation, the sense of insecurity started to reduce. In 15 August 1972, Manipur attained the status of a full-fledged state that can have its own elected government, legislature, and increased powers over its internal affairs. The reason for this political alteration is that the Manipuri leaders wanted to preserve their heritage better, plus they wanted political representation in the Indian parliament. So this was the brief history of the Meitei people in Manipur and how Manipur became an integral part of India. But Manipur's history also includes its tribes, namely Kuki and Naga. Kuki people have Burmese origins, but it is not like they are staying in India from the last few years. Kuki immigration started as early as in the 1st century AD, as the Burmese kings oppressed normal citizens. These people started to live in the hilly areas of Manipur. Unlike the Ningthouja dynasty, they did not have any unorganized kingdom, but they had different clans who lived in a decentralized manner. Each of the clans has a leader and they have their own culture. The chieftainship is usually passed on in a hereditary manner. Before Western invasion, Kukis followed animist religion, where they worshipped different objects as they believed every object has life. Unlike Sanamahism, animism does not have any structured pantheon. As per the royal chronicles of Manipur, the Kukis never showed interest in ruling the Manipur valley. There is no evidence of Kukis trying to actively overthrow the Ningthouja rulers. However, conflicts between Meitei and Kuki have been there for centuries based on possessing resources. Manipur's hill regions are rich with natural resources like timbers, plants, ivory, and hides from animals, etc. On top of that, the Meitei population rose significantly and they needed more land for accommodation. During King Bhagyachandra, Kukis felt oppressed by its hill policies, which included forced labor, tax collection, and claiming of land. As Kukis lived in their regions for centuries, they denied and revolted to such demands. Kukis focused on protecting their land and culture rather than expanding. They were also content with their own animistic region. But when Western missionaries visited Manipur and promised them about a better education, healthcare, and improvements, Kukis adopted Christianity. In today's time, 90% of all cookies are Christians. Due to constant internal conflicts, cookies usually took a neutral side when Meitei rulers were at war with other clans. But this does not mean that the Meiteis and cookies were never allies. During the time of Manipur rebellion, they initially did not provide support to Prince Tikendrajit, but soon they realized the ill intentions of the British force and fought side by side with the Meitei fighters. After British authority exiled Kulachandra, cookies faced oppression from the British, and the result was the Anglo-Cookie War during 1917 to 1919. At this period, Ningthouja throne was also lacking a ruler, so Meitei leaders joined hands with cookies to fight back British oppression. Apart from occasional war alliances, Meitei and Kuki people often study together and engage in businesses. In urban areas, they participate in each other's festivals, though marriage between Meitei and Kuki people are very rare because marriage may result in handover of lands or assets in future, which both parties want to avoid. Manipur's culture is amazing where they celebrate many festivals and rituals. One such celebration is marriage, which is an important event for any person, irrespective of ethnicity, religion, and caste. That's why I want to self-promote my premarital counseling service. Are you planning to get married but worried about compatibility? A lot of times marriages happen based on assumptions, but reality turns out to be different. And that's when issues start and marriage fails. This is why both the bride and the groom should discuss their expectations beforehand. Are the bride and groom physically and mentally healthy? How will the household chores be shared between them? Will the bride work after marriage or remain a housewife? What will be wedding expense from both sides? There are many such questions that worry both bride's family and groom's family. Asking this may sound offending and awkward. That's why I, Arijit, a premarital counselor, is here to help you. I can neutrally yet politely ask direct questions so that you get full clarity if your chosen person is the one for you. Contact for knowing more and scheduling appointments. In recent times, Manipur's peace has been disturbed by the meitei-kuki conflicts. While the apparent reason is about giving tribal status to the Meiteis to bring equality between the clans, there are deeper roots of this issue. Mafias and gang leaders backed by foreign entities from Myanmar, Britain and Pakistan run an organized drug chain in the remote areas of Manipur hills. These drugs are often used to harm the Indian youths to hinder national growth. Furthermore, profits from these drugs are used to spread anti-India campaigns and terrorism in the country. The foreign powers run anti-Hindu propaganda to brainwash Kuki youth to pressurize the Indian government to create a separate Christian Kuki country named Zogam. To make this plan a success, Rohingyas and tribals are encouraged to illegally migrate from Myanmar to the hilly areas of Manipur. Furthermore, a research showed that Manipur's underground may contain oil resources, which, if extracted, may increase Manipur's financial status and political influence. Due to this possibility, entities from American deep state are also supporting the Zogam plan. As an Indian, you must understand that this Zogam plan is a blueprint to break Bharat, take its natural and human resources, plus jeopardize national security. The Indian government will not entertain such plans to break Manipur and create a separate Kuki land because simply it's illogical and against our national interest. The first thing the Indian government should do is to disrupt the drug chain by using our spy network and armed forces. This will stop the flow of money, which is being used to sponsor terrorism in the area. While the government is secretly running operations, we get to hear some interesting news every once in a while. As an example, in November 2024, the Indian Naval Force seized 5.5 ton meth worth $2.5 billion, which were being transported in a Myanmarese boat. Also recently, drug dealers were caught from Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh who revealed that due to social unrest and army interference in Manipur, the drug chain is having problems in operation and it is trying to establish an alternative path. Another thing the government should do is to prevent inflow of illegal immigrants inside Manipur through borders, or build up some ways to identify illegal immigrants who have entered the land after a certain period, which is why CAA and NRC laws can be beneficial for Manipur. Last but not the least, the government must use techniques like Sam Dam Dando Bhed to make the Kuki tribals realize that the government is not their enemy. This is necessary to prevent brainwashing by the foreign entities and Kukis helping illegal immigrants and terrorists. Apart from this, as an Indian, we have to bring Manipur closer to our hearts. This can be done by encouraging the sports people emerging from this state, visiting the place to boost Manipuri tourism, and simply communicating with the citizens to offer support. Another useful way to tackle the ongoing conflict is to promote Vaishnav culture more and more in the Manipuri land. I am happy to say that ISKCON is trying to do this, and there have been 3 new temples built by this organization in the state. As the actual conflict in Manipur involves religion, this strategy can prove fruitful. Saying that, we have come to the end of this video. We talked about the mythical initiation of one of the longest running dynasties in India. We talked about the history and culture of Manipur and current conflicts in the state. Comment down below your opinion about how to solve the ongoing unrest in Manipur. If you found value in this video, please support us by liking and subscribing. Let us know if you have any questions. Thanks and see you in the next video.